tell the joke.
Okay, go ahead. Everybody's saying, please.
Okay, so this is the front end. This is the front side, the joke side. Not counting on my 6 minutes now. Well, I'm originally from Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yes. In the winter time, we always do ice fishing. And one day I was up ice fishing. And I was sitting there trying to catch ice fish, and I had the hole, and I had it, and I couldn't catch anything. And I saw this young fella come up. He put his, all his worms down, and he started fishing, and he pulled one up. And I looked at it. He caught a fish. I've been fishing here for 45 minutes. He hasn't caught anything. He caught a fish. So I said, I want to catch a fish. So I watched him. He caught 5 fish. And I said, that's terrible. I want the 5 fish. Finally, I couldn't stand it anymore. And I went over to him and I said, how did you catch the fish? He says, it's the worms. This is what do you mean? I got the same worms. He says, no, you keep them warm.
Now y'all want me to give them to
I'm trying to get my face.
so fast now,
Yeah, we'll never complain about your jokes ever again.
Remember that. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Okay, let me put my outfit on here with Western outfit for a start. I normally start my radio shows on Roland Willits, Old Men's Stories. And if you look on my videos, you'll see Roland Willits, Old Men's Stories. And this is just a story that started partially right here in Texarkana a quarter century ago. Or around. I was right over at the Chamber of Commerce. I always wanted to be, a cowboy. And I always equated cowboys with Texans. Well, at that meeting, I had a nice lady stand at a pulpit like this, and she came and she said, Mr. Willits, and by the way, her name was Ann Richards. She said, I'm going to make you an honorary Texan, and I have this big plaque that says, honorary Texan. My wife interrupted from the back, and she said, that's ornery, ornery. So that's how I was introduced as a Texan, as an honorary Texan. Now, it's a quarter century later, and I've been through a lot of the world. But I always wanted to be a cowboy. And Ann made it official, but I never wore the boots and hat. I mean, you gotta wear boots and hat, right? You gotta wear boots and hat to be a cowboy. Now, about 3.5, 4 years ago, I joined Toastmasters. And I joined Toastmasters not here. I joined Toastmasters in Silicon Valley. Everyone know where that is? The San Francisco Bay Area. Well, I had a business there for 40 years. And I joined this Toastmasters club, and I noticed every time that I stood up, I'd tell a story instead of following the curriculum. But I would tell a story and it would tie down the curriculum. And I noticed I love telling stories. Stories are so cool. Stories tell so much more than just drab, steady stream sales. So I started telling stories, and I got really into it. So I went through telling stories. If you look at the website that are on the cards, okay, you will see about 65 speeches that I've done, and each one was a story. I have my advanced communicator's goal, and it's all stories. So I love telling stories. I went to a professional speaking thing, and they said, "What are you gonna do?" I said, "I'm gonna tell stories." They says, "Are you gonna make this big corporate scene and do all that, make all that money?" I says, "Probably, but I'm gonna do it with stories." So stories are cool. Now, I love Western, so I started dressing a little Western. And I have all kinds of Western stories. From finding out that northern Minnesota is one of the most Western places and country places in the country, right where I'm at.
Oh my.
They have what they call Wee Fest there. One of the major country Western shows in the world. And I said, wow, I get more status. So I started dressing Western. And it was also great for speaking. When you meet people and you wear a Western outfit, they're open more. They open themselves a little more because they say, oh, someone friendly. You gotta get that. We're friendly. Okay? I say we because I'm going for my Texas driver's license this week. Say it's because you want to be a Texan. I said no because I don't want to pay California sales tax. But that's not the point. I'm becoming an official Texan, an official cowboy. So I own, this is hat, by the way, and it's got a cool story related to hat, okay? If you ever want a cool story, I'll tell you the story of hat. And these are glasses, and someday I'll show you how I stopped wearing them. Okay? I wear sunglasses. Now, we're getting down to the subject of the header on here. If you read it, it says, a cheesy lounge singer. Okay? Well, I'm parked over at an RV park that I've owned here, south part of town, for 20 years. And I have country western all over it. You'll see me with Clay Campbell, you see me with the Oak Ridge Boys, you'll see me with my guitar. Everyone look at the back of that, you'll see me with the guitar. Guitar is new. My western is new. And I said, why? I said, because I'm going out to tell the world how to tell stories. And there's no better way to communicate than with music. Is there? Music communicates. So I started gathering singers. So for the last 9 months, I've been gathering singers from all over the country that are country western and putting them in my webpage. And I have a new radio show called Omen Stories Opry, besides the Omen Stories radio show. Now, you say, well, I got time, I'm 73, you know? I'm just a youngster, so I have these projects, and all these projects are about, right now, my goal is to teach each one of you, the thrill of telling your life stories and getting others to. And if you follow Old Men Stories, you'll find that. All right, very good.